Joe Biden assaults young college girl on camera. Great to have you with us. If you are new to TST, tap on the subscription button and click the notification bell so you can receive authentic news that you can rely on daily. Former Vice President Joe Biden got aggressive with a young college student when her questions got him angry. The student named Katie asked the Democrat presidential candidate how many genders there are, and he did not like it. Biden answered that there were at least 3, which is a ridiculous answer in and of itself, but Katie pressed, asking him what those genders were. "Don't play games with me, kid," he said as he got testier with the young woman, and then he reached for her and grabbed her arm aggressively. "By the way, the first one to come out for the marriage was me," he said in reference to his support for the legalization of gay marriage. Katie shared the video with her boss, Turning Point USA's Charlie Kirk, who shared the video on Twitter for everyone to see. "My team just forwarded this video to me," Kirk said. Watch former Vice President Biden forcefully grab one of our young field staffers at yesterday's Iowa State Fair after she asked him how many genders there are. "I started to walk away, and then it doesn't stop there. He grabs my arm and pulls me back to make eye contact with him again, and he yells something about marriage at me," Katie said. "So I walked away, and I was mad, just very, very mad that someone could actually treat me like that," she said.
First one Hey, John, thank you. There are at least 3. Don't play games with me, kid. He's trying to go. Good job. Thank you, man. Good to talk. By the way, first one came out to marry.
My name is Katie. I am born and raised in Iowa, and I am currently a student in Iowa. Today, I showed up at the state fair to ask former Vice President Joe Biden a question about gender. When I asked the question, it took a few seconds for the question to register, and then he responded with 3. I asked a follow-up question. I asked, "Okay, what are they?" Joe Biden looked at me and said, "Don't mess with me, kid." I turned to walk away, and then it doesn't stop there. He grabs my arm and pulls me back to make eye contact with him again, and he yells something about marriage at me.
Thank you, man. Good to talk. By the way, first one came out to marry.
So I walked away, and I was mad, just very, very mad that someone would actually treat me like that.
Sorry. There you go. Thank you. There are at least 3. Don't play games with me, kid. He's trying to go. Good job. Thank you, man. Good to talk. By the way, first one came out to marry. Good to talk. By the way, first one came out to marry.
The assault comes just days after the former vice president said that poor kids are the same as white kids, as if there are not poor white kids. They say nothing is certain in politics, but if one thing is certain, it is that former Vice President Joe Biden is going to say things that injure his campaign. It happened again on Thursday in a speech on the campaign trail when he insulted every kid who is not white in one sentence. The former vice president wanted to show that he's a president for all people, but what he showed is what Democrats think of minorities, and even CNN mocked it. I want to move on to Iowa for I can, because Joe Biden gave what was considered a blistering speech about President Trump. It was a moment some said was the strongest in this campaign to date. It is a version of Joe Biden some people think is one of the better versions of him. But he is also the version of Joe Biden that says things that are controversial, inadvertently to be sure. I want to play you something he said when he was speaking to a group of what we understand was Hispanic and Asian voters in Iowa yesterday. The anchor said as she showed the clip, "We have this notion that somehow if you're poor, you cannot do it. Poor kids are just as bright and just as talented as white kids. Wealthy kids, black kids, Asian kids. Think how we think about it." Biden said. So, imagine that. When Biden thinks of poor kids, the first thing he thinks is that they must be children of color. What are your thoughts on this? Let us know in the comments down below. If you've liked this report, please share among friends and family. And don't forget to subscribe to Top Stories Today. Thank you for watching. I'm David Raveen. See you in the next one.